Welcome to Notebook. In this session, we shall be discussing the meaning of citizenship and membership. We'll also learn about what is national citizenship, types of citizenships, and democratic citizenship for a country. Citizenship is defined as full and equal membership to political community. Equality of rights and status is the primary objective and criterion of citizenship in all democratic countries. Rights of citizenship had been won as a result of struggles and revolutions like the French Revolution, United States War of Independence, and colonialist struggle in Asia, Africa, and elsewhere in the world. Nature of rights for citizens differ from state to state, but some are common. Example, right to vote and take part in political processes, right to free speech, etc. It is also the loyalty of an individual to the state. Citizenship is about citizen relations with certain obligations of citizens to each other and to the society. This includes legal obligations imposed by states, but also a moral obligation to participate and contribute to the shared life of the community. Citizens are considered to be the inheritors and trustees of the culture and natural resources of the country. When we talk about citizenship, we talk about rights along with duties which has been won after many struggles. Let us now understand the concept of full and equal citizenship. People migrate to other Indian cities for work. It applies to people willing to work at subsistence rates and anywhere in the country. This causes disbalance in the places people migrate. Local people, jobs get taken. There is more requirement for housing, etc. One of the rights of people in our country is freedom of movement. Local people often treat the migrant workers badly, causing distrust and conflict. Citizens who get impacted by migrant workers must use rights given to them by the Constitution to influence such impacts. Example, approach the court in case of violation, influence government policies, etc. The basic principle of democracy should be kept in mind to influence such changes. Fuller rights to work and equal jobs under citizenship for inhabitants of a given region who have been staying for a long time is important for members. Martin Luther King Jr. was the chief proponent of this movement, and he argued that in terms of self-worth and dignity, every human person in the world is equal, irrespective of a race and color, and had equal rights as a citizen of a country. We'll now discuss about equal rights, which means, does all citizens of a country be guaranteed a minimum standard of living? National policy made in 2004 for the economically weak, like the street vendors in India, which provide them the right to carry on their profession without harassment so long as they obeyed government regulations. Tribal people and forest dwellers are also facing threat to livelihood due to increased population and pressure from commercial interests. Equal rights and opportunities for all citizens cannot be a simple matter. The rights of one group may conflict with the rights of another. Equal rights need not mean that uniform policies, but to make people more equal. Equal rights for this population includes allowing them voting, pure water, sanitation, work, etc. There is a need to reinterpret the world situation, economy, and social demands in order to arrive at a clear idea of citizenship. British sociologist T. H. Marshall, 1893 to 1981, showed in his book Citizenship and Social Class, 1950, that with citizenship, quality of rights and duties improves. Also, quantity of people being included in citizenship increases. Three kinds of rights are involved with citizenship: civil, political, and social. Social classes are a system of inequality which was countered by citizenship, leading to breaking shackles of hierarchy in nation. A public interest litigation was filed by a social activist, Olga Tellis, against Bombay Municipal Corporation in 1985. The Supreme Court ruled that the slum dwellers had a right to shelter and they are to be first provided alternative accommodation. Article 21 of the Constitution, which guaranteed the right to life, included the right to livelihood. The concept of nations is fairly recent. Most modern nations include people of different caste, race, religion, culture, and language. France in 1789, with the French Revolution, came up with the idea of sovereignty of nation-states and rights of citizens. National identity of a democratic state is supposed to provide citizens with a political identity shared by all the members of the state. Indian Constitution has granted full and equal citizenship to groups such as scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, many women without any rights previously, some remote communities in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and many others. Provisions of citizenship are in Part 2 of Constitution and furthermore in subsequent laws passed. In India, citizenship can be acquired by birth, descent, registration, naturalization, or inclusion of territory. Provisions of inclusiveness have given rise to struggles and controversies. The women's movement, the Dalit movement, or struggles of people displaced by development projects represent only a few of the struggles being waged by people who feel that they are being denied full rights of citizenship. Unfortunately, war and conflict is a reality in today's world. Displaced by wars or persecution, famine, or other reasons, people become refugees if no state is willing to accept them. This is a difficult humanitarian and political problem for many states. Democratic citizenship is where the rights and identity of citizens are available to all people in the contemporary world. Crisis of displacement has evolved a more genuine universal identity called universal citizenship. Dalai Lama and his followers in 1959 were granted entry in India as an example of universal citizenship. With the advancement of science and technology and access to better communication and connectivity, the world is becoming a global society. The notion of global citizenship is that it might make it easier to deal with problems which extend across national boundaries and which therefore need cooperative action by the people and governments of many states. Global citizenship reminds us that national citizenship must be supplemented by global citizenship as an awareness to strengthen our link with people and around the world and across the border. Example of global citizenship is United Nations, WHO, mitigating possible emergence of a viral disease or helping tsunami victims of South Asia. So students, we've come to the end of this interesting chapter. Do discuss with your friends about the current crisis of refugees which has happened in Syria and how it is being handled by European countries. See you soon in our other videos. Goodbye.